passing me out round later.
Oh. We'll have stomach for it, Ray, don't worry.
Places where people are mixed from different backgrounds. It's always said that, can I have a fag? Don't film me doing this. It's always said that in pubs, it's a great level, isn't it? I mean, my first drinking pub was the Robin Hood at Elm Shore. Sir David Trippier used to came in to the pub and have a pint with me, who was a shop assistant on a youth opportunity scheme, and sat with the Coleman and the butcher and the baker. It is a great level with his pubs, and it's where people do meet. But sadly, that's going. Community cohesion, so I mean, we've got all social classes. Evidence that pubs are a great social level. Pubs are still popular with men, so we've gone through all that. We're getting near enough there now. Why do they matter? Well, I know why they matter. I met my wife in a pub. I have to admit I've never been back there since.
Funnily enough, that's where I met mine, so you know, that's where I met mine.
I met my wife in a pub, and you know, the pub is the hub of the community. It's a place where we come for happiness, weddings, and birthdays. It's also the place where we come to say goodbye to a friend who we parted with. A pub, it does matter in all rural communities. Pubs matter. And you know, I have to say that this government have, it would appear to me, utter content with the Health Act and the duty increases to the pubs, and they do matter. And I would imagine that the people that are actually sat on the front bench there have never been in a fucking pub in their lives. They're going to the wine bars, and you know, they're the gentlemen's clubs, etc., etc., and they don't really understand what a pub's all about, and it's a great shame that they're missing out on another great aspect of life. They're removing themselves. I mean, one thing I found quite disturbing, just before Christmas I was asked to give a talk at a Labour club in Wigan, which is at Labour, like Heart Outland. I was quite surprised UK wanted to come and have a chat with. And over the years, this Labour club had risen thousands, it was completely affiliated to the Labour Party, and raised thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds to the Labour cause. They brought the smoking ban in, the pub's on its arse, the club's on its arse. It's huge, it's absolutely huge. And Labour have just turned their back on them. They've had the money off them, you know. So that one session, we managed to pull across 10 Labour voters to UKIP, and we've got 3 new members. So it just shows that in the last sort of 12 years, where this Labour administration has been in, they just don't give a shit about the grassroots. The people who have supported them. I have to say I never did do so. I can't be blamed.
Me, just like it, me never.
These are just some comments of public. What the public is saying. What one says he doesn't. You know, it's very hard to be accommodating and all that. But it just doesn't work. It's like being in a bloody McDonald's or something. He was talking about Wetherspoons. It's like being in McDonald's or something, where you don't get that friendly, or even sometimes that grumpy barman who we find funny. We don't, you know, that's you just face it. She's just a number. You're just a pint. You just can have your money. Right, pubs and policy. The current policy framework is failing because it's indiscriminate. Well, the smoking ban has been so indiscriminate. The way that some pubs can have outside smoking areas and other pubs are landlocked, you know, so it's been completely and utterly indiscriminate. It's counterproductive. It's losing jobs. It's losing social cohesion in communities. It's breaking communities up, not building communities, and the government's always been going on about building the British community up when they seem to be intent on destroying it. It fails to recognise well-run pubs more than just being a business, just being a cash cow for the Treasury. It fails to realise that, you know, I mean, I'm not blowing smoke up my own arse here, but Christmas Day we opened because there are some people who do live on their own and who haven't got friends, so we opened for 4 or 5 hours on Christmas Day. We also provided meals for the homeless for the church up the road. Pubs do raise 3,000, an average of 3,000 towards local charities. And it doesn't recognise that well-run business, you just treat it as the same. They've even stripped away the title of landlord now. We're no longer landlords. I'm sure you'll tell us that our new title is personal licence holder or designated premise supervisor. So they've even downgraded, and it costs us extra money to because we already had a Brucey session in the February.
Every year it costs.
Yeah, we had a Brucey session in the February of 2005, and in November 2005 they brought out the new licensing act. So there's no such thing as a landlord anymore. Landlords could sign the passports, etc., etc., but they've got they're now designated premise supervisors to actually to insult the industry even more. Ways forward. Minimum pricings and changes to beer taxation. We talk about minimum pricing. We talk about supermarkets here. Supermarkets. What I feel should happen, and what obviously the IT production is that we should actually see a lower pricing in pubs by getting rid of the accelerator and the duty, bringing duty down, but also insisting and bringing a legal framework in where supermarkets can't sell below cost or give. And if you put alcohol in some people's hands, it's like putting a loaded gun in their hands. So they've got to be more realistic. Diversification, I suppose. You know, if you want to do, they're shutting all post offices down. So if you want to open up as a post office as well, I don't go for this. They're in a pub's a pub, and post office are post offices. But
was this a real thing that they offered as an option?
Yeah. This is what it's going to go. I'm going to frighten you to death in a minute with what the minister, the Secretary of State said. What we need is policies that are immediate. You know, we need this smoking ban looking at immediately. We need duty on beer looking at immediately. We need a level playing field immediately. Unfortunately, these pubs aren't going to be here. It fails to recognise a good, well-run community pubs. That just reinforces it yet again. Ways forward, minimum prices. So we've covered all that really. But the scary thing that your Secretary of State for Media and Culture, this came out in his mouth, verbatim. There are elders in the government who are now treating alcohol in exactly the same way as tobacco. It came out of his mouth, that's exactly what he said. It can't be quoted in the newspaper for saying it because it's on the Chapel House rules, but that's exactly what he said. The propaganda that they're now levelling towards alcohol is, and if you have a look at it, is exactly the same as they did to smoking. So what I'm asking you guys to do is that. Well, I mean, if you read the horror story on Wednesday morning, a lady having one glass of wine increases a chances of breast cancer. What a lot of bullshit. I mean, it was smoking was increasing the chance. So now they've done the bit with the smoking.
I can't wait till the cervical cancer is increased by alcohol. I don't pour it up there.
The Royal College of Physicians website, they've only got 3 public health priorities. One's smoke and the other one's alcohol and the other one's climate change.
Yes.
Those are the only 3
which I find absolutely amazing, because I know in every single community, even this community that we're sat in here, and it's never ever brought up, is the use of illegal drugs. Drugs have never been factored into this problem. The use of illegal Class A drugs, even cannabis I don't particularly like.